Sandy, it's an absolute pleasure having you. Really appreciate you taking the time to run us over the rig. So you're just playing here tonight at Centro CBD in Wollongong in the Centro room.
Yes,
it's an amazing venue.
It's a beautiful venue. It's our first time here. It's in the start of a tour for us, a New South Wales tour for us. So
brilliant.
Very exciting.
And so Unlocking the Doors have been around for how many years? It's been...
This will be our 11th year of touring.
Yeah.
I think the 7th or 8th year with the four of us.
Yes.
We've actually been playing we've been playing the Doors music longer than they did.
True. And just for our audience, this is Mick, who's also part of the band, and he's going to play a very important role in a little while.
Absolutely.
Talking about reproducing the amplification. So Sandy, let's just initially just give us a rundown of your rig, and this is no backline, this is stuff that you bring yourself.
Yes.
Around Australia, so really keen.
It was important to us that we had a very analogue sounding rig.
Yeah.
And bearing in mind modern PAs and modern instrumentation, we obviously don't look like the Doors, but we love the music and we want to keep it alive and keep people enjoying it and be able to do it with as little fuss as possible.
Exactly.
So, very simple rig. 2 keyboards, one for bass and other sounds, and one mainly organ. I've probably only used 4 patches on that, mainly an organ sound.
Yeah.
So when we're looking for keyboards, I just wanted one with a good transistor organ sort of sound that we could tweak, and it does a few other sounds as well. So I do a bit of piano and other things on it. Keyboard is nice and light for my little fingers.
Yes.
The top keyboard's Roland VR09, mainly because it's nice and easy to play, and like most keyboards, it's got a decent bass sound.
Yeah.
And to create the vintagey sound of the Doors, we also use amps, which Mick will talk about.
And I will get on to the amps. So I mean, obviously, Ray Manzarek himself played a lot of bass, or played bass on the keyboard
when they were
live, and the Hammonds. How did you choose the bass sounds for how you replicated what he did on bass? Because sometimes it was Hammond bass, wasn't it? And then other times it was...
He usually had a Rhodes bass keyboard.
Yeah, okay.
And he used that when we performed live. But we just wanted a sound that wasn't too boomy. Didn't want it to sound like a bass guitar. It still has to sound like a keyboard. We always ask mixers to mix it more like a guitar, so with a lot of mids, so it doesn't sound like a bass guitar. It's a little bit more authentic as the Doors did back in the day when they played on the older instruments with the huge amps. We wanted a similar sort of vibe, and this show is all about creating the vibe. It's very trippy, and that's what people enjoy. And I think the combination of sounds that we have in the band sort of lends itself to that sort of vibe for people.
And roughly from what you know, how many different Hammond or other organ sounds would Manzarek have used when he played live?
Probably one.
Yeah, just one. Pretty much one,
He started off with a Vox Continental and then moved to a Gibson Kalamazoo. But it's always organy, transistor organs, sort of carnival kind of sound. They used to drive them through amps, and that was the base of the Doors sound. The Doors is all about the keyboard.
That's right.
And it's why we wanted to get the sounds as close as possible with little fuss. And this is easy to take when we travel as well. On planes or whatever, they're easy to pack up. This is a custom-made keyboard stand.
Great. I was about to ask about that.
Made by Richie, because playing 2 keyboards at once, and because I don't have long arms, they had to be the right spacing. So this folds flat. We also have another one for that goes on planes. That is a trestle stand with a top on it.
I was going to ask about that.
So, it's. It works well.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I love it. I mean, you don't. I mean, it's so simple but so effective. You don't even need to have the 2 keyboards MIDI. It's just purely audio outs from both.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Hopefully, less can go wrong.
Yes. That's right. And as you mentioned, I mean, the amps are an important part of that to me. So how? Again, I know nothing. I know very little about the Doors. So how did the Doors themselves deal with the amplification of a rig like this?
Over to you.
Yeah.
I think back in the day they used various different concoctions of whatever was available. But what we've come up with here is just using some nice little Fender valve amps for the sounds that we're after.
Yeah.
Like here we've got a little custom deluxe, and over there we've got a little Princeton. Princeton does the top keyboard or the more trebly sounds, and the custom deluxe does the bass. What's nice about them is because they're smaller amps, you can get a little bit of that breakup into them to get that vintage sort of sound. And these are not vintage amps by any stretch of imagination. They're remakes of vintage amps. But they're fully valve, and they're a very, very reliable amp too. So what's nice is you can get that little bit of a breakup, and they're a simple sort of setup. And with the keys, we tend to leave it to a lot of the engineers' discretion as to how they want to do the sound. Like we tend to say, look, we bring the amps, we like to mic them up, but if you want a DI as well, so you've got a DI sound into the PA, we're happy with that too. So that's kind of how it comes down to it.
And given the volume of what you're playing at, you've essentially got your monitoring. You have got a monitor there, but you're probably that's more for you to hear the others rather than
That's
yourself.
mainly to hear guitar, and I've got my organ amp here, so my ear for when I'm soloing, which is great. So
if you hear the two together, you can hear that really richness through the valve amps. You can hear that little bit of breakup in the bottom end of this. So sounding just gives us a little bit of crack on the back.
That's the most common sort of combination that we use. But having a modern keyboard means that we can throw in a few extra sounds well to add a bit of dynamic and make the show interesting. We do a rain track for Rise on the Storm.
Yep.
And we have a gunshot sound effect if we do Unknown Soldier as well. Yep. Just to add interest and be entertaining, I suppose. We're all very conscious of having good dynamics during the show. And being entertaining.
That's
even though the actual Doors just got up and played, and Jim Morrison was quite moody on stage, I think we've got to do a little bit more, and we're a tribute band. We've got to do justice to the songs. But it's also our job to be entertaining and keep the songs relevant and alive and popular.
And I've got to ask the obvious question. I mean, first question is, how many songs do you have up your sleeve across the 11 years? How many of their back catalogue have you actually played?
We have played all the albums in their entirety at one time or another, but out of those we tend to probably strip it back to a lot of the hits, which there's a surprising number of that, so there's a lot of hits, and we try to throw in a couple of obscurities that rotate through different sets and different shows, so that if we do have some people that like to follow us around and come to multiple gigs, so that we're not playing the same set every night, like stuff like Texas Radio and Not to Touch the Earth and a few others. Are kind of like songs that the average person probably wouldn't know out there, but the Doors aficionados definitely know.
No, exactly. I've got to ask Sandy, favourite one you play? Most fun?
I think probably Light My Fire. It's towards the end of the gig. There's a lot of scope to do all sorts of things. The Doors never played the songs the same twice when they played live. So it's great to have a bit of freedom. I still have to solo around a structure, but I think Mick on guitar probably does something different every single gig. So it makes it interesting, it makes it fun. It's good for the people that come and see us regularly. So,
brilliant. Look, can't thank you enough. And I mean, for those of our Australian-based listeners and viewers, you've definitely got to check out Unlocking the Doors if you haven't already. As you said, they're about to do a tour, and you constantly play gigs, and you're not going anywhere soon. I assume you're not about to retire on us in the next year. So, very, very excited to see the show tonight.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you, Dave.
No worries.
sugar tempers me Andalusia with hills full of rain. I hope to see you again and again. Take me back. Hello, I love you, won't you tell me your name? Hello, I love you, let me tell me your name. Hello, I love you, won't you tell me your name? Hello, I love you, let me tell me your name. She's walking down the street. You know that it would be untrue. You know that I would be a liar if I wasn't saying you. Girl, we couldn't get